It's so wonderful to see you with us today. And one of the things that I really actually love most about the State of the District is the opportunity to see some of our members of the community who you probably see each other in some other way, shape, or form throughout your week, and perhaps don't have a chance to connect the way you do sometimes here in the first 15 minutes or 20 minutes before we get started with this program. Welcome to the 2019 State of the District. I'm Akwi Inji, and it is my absolute pleasure to serve as MC for you this morning. Each of you has chosen to attend this event today because you have a connection to our school district. Likely, it's a professional connection. But many of you, perhaps all of you, are also here because in addition to a professional connection, you are personally invested. You are personally invested in our community, who we've been, who we are now on the cusp of a new decade, and who we're capable of being and becoming for ourselves and our future generations, the ones we serve in our schools. You understand the interconnected nature of the future of our community, our local economy and workforce, the future of our school district, and the future of the young people who we have the privilege and honor of serving each day. So thank you for being with us today. This morning, you'll hear from Interim Superintendent Noreen Bush, who continues to propel our district forward through a robust and bold strategic plan launched 3 years ago. You'll also hear from Greg O'Connell, principal of Coolidge Elementary School, whose 24 years in education inform the remarks he'll share today regarding the journey to build the first future-ready school and community hub in our facilities master plan. You'll also hear from the director of the Iowa Department of Education, Dr. Ryan Wise, who was appointed director by former Governor Terry Branstad in July 2015 and was reappointed by Governor Kim Reynolds in January 2019. Most importantly, though, you'll also hear from some students today, and you'll enjoy a special performance by Coolidge Elementary School. But first, please join me in welcoming Board of Director President Nancy Humbles.
Thank you, Akwi. It is my pleasure to be here this morning with you, and it is truly a privilege to serve our students and our community as the president of the board. I am joined today by my fellow board of directors, and I'd like to, if you could stand up when I say your name. We have Vice President Jennifer Borcherding, and we have our newly elected directors, Dave Tominski, Dexter Merschbrock, and Stephanie Garlock. Many of you recall that 2 years ago, we unveiled our district's new vision of every learner, future ready. Along with that vision came a new mission to ensure that all learners experience a rigorous and personalized learning experience so they have a plan, a pathway, and a passion for the future. Fueled by this vision and mission, and with the spirit of equity and access as the driving force, we are making measurable progress. For instance, elementary reading scores have increased across the district for the second year in a row. The state report card last spring indicated that 19 of our schools are at least one level higher than the previous school year. And we are enhancing strategic partnerships with community service providers to embed services that support the mental health of all of our students across the district. But it's important to note that Interim Superintendent Noreen Bush has not missed a beat in stewarding the important work underway, and the Board of Directors looks forward to supporting efforts guided by the strategic plan over the next 2 years. So please join me in welcoming Interim Superintendent Noreen Bush.
Oh, thank you so much, President Humbles, and your leadership is so specifically appreciated, as well as the board's support and guidance through this very deep and integral work. Thank you all for being here this morning. As President Humbles indicated, in 2017, we launched the vision of Every Learner, Future Ready, in tandem with a bold 5-year strategic plan. And this very event, right here, right now, is about updates about our work underway at the district, at the building, and even at the classroom level for every single child in our district. 3 years ago, we articulated 6 beliefs in which all of our work is anchored: culture and climate, student learning, equity, leadership, student ownership, and innovation. Those beliefs propelled us to a vision and mission centered on future readiness. That's right, our vision is Every Learner Future Ready, and our mission is that every learner experience a rigorous and personalized learning experience so they have a plan, a pathway, and a passion for their future. This is in direct alignment with our state's vision of Future Ready Iowa, as well as our very own needs right here in our great city of Cedar Rapids. In order to accomplish this bold vision and mission, we have crafted a strategic plan that articulates 4 primary focus areas to drive our efforts. The first is on culture, the foundation of everything. A healthy culture fosters growth and prosperity. Secondly, really the headliner of our business is student learning, both academic and social emotional learning. Thirdly, the focus on workforce. In essence, amazing adults produce amazing opportunities for students. Every employee matters, from the very moment a child steps on a bus to the very moment they get dropped off at home. Their story every day matters, and the adults who support them. Finally, our focus on systems and resources directly impacts our ability to really create future readiness, structures, technologies, and facilities. From transportation to nutrition to stadiums, Kingston new. If you haven't been there, I highly encourage you to stop by. And elementary schools. We are designating our resources to be aligned with our vision of Every Learner. As you look at our current strategic plan, it's important to note that this year we clearly detailed purpose, measures, and strategies for each area of focus. We've also established system indicators and look forward to reporting back to you in the coming years on these 3 key areas. That is, by June of 2022, we will reduce the gaps in reading and math across all demographic groups by 20%. By June of 2022, at least 80% of our students will demonstrate annual growth on the new state assessment called ISASP, and at least 80% of our students will score proficient or advanced on that very test. And by June of 2022, we will increase our graduation rate by 10%. We're currently nearing 87% graduation rate. Our beliefs, our vision, our mission, and focus areas are centered on our great story, which captures how we are propelling as a school district. Indeed, we are quite serious about this work. And with our leadership team and my predecessor, we are doing absolutely the right work. The following are just some examples of our strategies and areas in which we are making progress. And as we move through the next few slides, we don't anticipate you'll be able to read every detailed word, but please offer these images and see the way that we're aligning our work with those 4 focus areas down to each particular department championing the work around each one of those focus areas. We've launched a digital literacy and access plan that has put a computer in the hands of every high school student this year. Over 5,000 devices. That's right. We will extend to every middle school student next year. Our innovative programming options, such as Leader in Me, STEAM concepts, and our magnet school offerings continue to increase. In fact, this fall, our magnet school offerings increased to include McKinley STEAM Academy and Cedar River Academy at Taylor Elementary. And just as a side note, Johnson STEAM Academy, also known as JSA, is the first certified magnet school in the state of Iowa at the highest distinguished level, only 13 elementaries in the country at that distinguished mark. We've developed a thoughtful diversity and recruitment retention plan that is making significant and intentional steps to diversify our staff. One facet of that plan is a Grow Your Own Future Ready Academy. That's right, we want our children staying with us and teaching the future of our city. That will launch this year. It was designed in partnership with the Academy for Scholastic and Personal Success, Mount Mercy University, and Coe College. We've implemented a school-based model called High Reliability Schools, also known as HRS, because in education we just can't help ourselves. It's an acronym that is designed to empower staff, students, and families in local improvement efforts. As evidence of that progress, 9 of our schools received word last spring that they earned Level 1 certification, which certifies them as a safe, supportive, and collaborative environment. 4 more schools were certified this fall, and we anticipate more this spring. HRS is about ensuring equity and access for every learner, no matter their background, no matter their family structure, economic status, race, culture, or language. This is why we have expanded the number of schools that offer English language learning, and why we have buildings that are leveraging innovative practices, such as Hoover, that's become a community-based school. And we continue our implementation of the profile of a graduate, which ensures every student will graduate from CRCSD not only with the mastery of content, math, English, science, arts, history, physical and health education, but also they will have communication, critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, collaboration, and citizenship skills. These successes would not be possible without the professional and personal investment we all make in our district. We're all supporting our students together, and therefore the community, our community, is Cedar Rapids Community School District. All of you in this room as volunteers, formal community partners, CRCSD employees, public safety officers, civic leaders, state and local leadership, and elected officials have been instrumental in all of this work. So please put a pat on the back for yourselves and round of applause for all of you for supporting us. So this is the drum roll part. One especially exciting and momentous action that has required immense collaboration is the process of designing and building the first new school in CRCSD in almost 2 decades. So exciting. We are so thrilled to unveil to you today the renderings of our new elementary school. Only one other audience, and that's a staff audience, has seen this today, so I love it. So, for me, what is perhaps the most exciting of this product is the true result of collaboration between the city, our community, our parents, our students, our staff, in order to produce a facility that is centered on future-ready learning and teaching practices, again anchored in our vision and mission for all learners. This has been a journey of careful and thoughtful planning, deliberation and collaboration, and investment in resources. As you can see in this aerial view, it shows the location of the new building, which is on the south side of the Coolidge site. It's actually going to be located on a part of the site that currently is the City of Cedar Rapids property. Their support is what made this happen. We have worked with the city and our community to create a new school that is sustainable and innovative, while also maintaining its heartbeat as a neighborhood school. The building captures the input from our stakeholders as well as our priorities: innovation, collaboration, and sustainability, as well as being a good neighbor, as Mr. Fred Rogers would put it. Doesn't that building say, "Won't you be my neighbor?" The building echoes spaces and places that foster well-being and connections to nature, safety and health with modernized geothermal and security measures. Innovation and collaboration with open, vibrant spaces to enhance personalized learning for students, as well as collaboration amongst educators. The equity and access pronounced throughout the entire building so that our community, and most importantly, our students, experience an immediate sense of belonging. This opportunity has allowed us to build for best practices and our future. A truly exciting opportunity for our students. Just so excited. So here to share his perspective on this amazing journey is the champion of Coolidge Elementary and principal, educator for 24 years. Please help me welcome Mr. Greg O'Connell.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Greg O'Connell, and I'm the principal at Coolidge Elementary. It is my great privilege this morning to be in front of you to share the principal perspective of the state of our district. Having been a teacher in our district for a few years now, I have a perspective from both sides. Teachers, they work tirelessly to create the best setting for children that we work with each and every day. The work of the teacher is invaluable, and the relationships that they build definitely can last a lifetime. This is probably one of the most important jobs I feel of the teacher, is to build those strong relationships with the children that they're trusted with every single day. Our job as teachers has changed though through the years. We have learned so much about the processors in the brain and how students learn to read. It astounds me by how much knowledge we know about how children learn and how we can impact them so much. As a district, we are very lucky to have several cohorts in place to train our primary teachers in letters. This is making a huge impact on teaching and the teachers learning, and then that will transcend to student learning. I want to congratulate our district and all the teachers that are putting in that extra time and extra hours to learn more about how they can better help our students to improve in their learning. We are also very fortunate in our district that we have a Board of Education that saw a need to pass the facilities master plan. Thank you to them, to also that committee that created the vision, to Dr. Buck, and now to Interim Superintendent Noreen Bush. At Coolidge, we are super excited to be the first of many buildings to be built in our district. This is going to serve students, families, and our staff for many decades to come. This is my hope spot, creating spaces for children where they can learn, grow, be successful, and of course be future ready. We are creating wonderful environments for our students that will only enhance the environment for our students and staff and make them more future ready. We are thrilled to be that first new building to be built, and we're expecting construction to start in the spring. This past summer, we took a team of teachers and district staff and our OPM friends on a kind of a fun adventure through many states looking at newer buildings, and we were certainly electrified by the anticipation of providing instruction in different ways in a new space. Offering collaboration spaces for teachers, for students to be able to use will be fantastic. The other piece that staff and students have commented on regularly is having natural light that will be able to soar into their classroom spaces. These future-ready spaces that we are planning to create will certainly serve our students well now and for many decades to come. At least bi-weekly, I have the privilege of having lunch with a couple of students from each classroom, and they're always willing to share their vision of what they would like to see in a new space. As we create this hope spot for our students of today and of our future, I am continually reminded of how much we as educators build those relationships to last a lifetime. Seeing our students succeed has been another hope spot of mine. Getting to see them grow, learn, and then return even more future ready has been a joyful part of this job. The students keep us going every single day, and I am so lucky to share in that learning journey with them. Thank you very much.
It really has been an incredible process that has taken years to get to this point where we're able to share these renderings with you. And certainly all of the folks that Greg mentioned have been part of that process, in addition to hundreds more. And there are literally thousands of hours of research, deliberation, conversation, and making difficult decisions over the course of years to get to this point. That is the true spirit of collaboration. And we also must make sure that we thank the board of directors who approved the facilities master plan with incredible thought and diligence and intention. So thank you for your comments, Principal O'Connell. And as you can see, our school district is indeed a hope spot. You heard Greg mention that a couple of times. A hope spot in our community. We are a community of hope, a safe haven for our students. We are an aggregate of community resources. Without our school district, those students who suffer the most, who have the least, would suffer the most. Our facilities are hubs for community engagement and family community connections. Our students are capable of growing into adults who contribute to our city and our world by making it more livable, vibrant, equitable, safe, and exciting. Someone who knows a great deal about how school districts around the state serve as hope spots in their communities is the person who leads the Iowa Department of Education with an emphasis on working together as an education system to make Iowa's schools into places where adults can collaborate and students can thrive. Please join me in welcoming the Director of the Iowa Department of Education, Dr. Ryan Wise.
All right, well, good morning. It is really a thrill to be here in Cedar Rapids. I feel like I was just here yesterday. Actually, it was 2 days ago, though. It was an honor to be able to come here to Kennedy High School to award the 2020 Teacher of the Year to George Anderson. You know, George is clearly an amazing teacher, but Teachers of the Year don't happen on their own. They happen because of a system that supports their work. And so it was so exciting to be at Kennedy and to be a part of the pep rally there, which was a new experience for me. And to feel that spirit and that passion and that sense of community allows teachers like George to thrive. And so it's great to be back here just 2 days later, taking a bigger view and talking about the district as a whole. You know, I debated adding this to my calendar. It's been a packed week and another day of getting up at 5 in the morning to drive to another part of the state in December. I wasn't sure I wanted to do it. And getting here and talking to people, talking to Rod about the specific actions that the district is taking to build that commitment to equity, to ensuring every learner has what he or she needs to be successful, is inspiring. You know, at the Department of Education, I talk every day about our vision around ensuring that every learner is safe, healthy, engaged, and prepared. And I see that here in Cedar Rapids, the connection to future-ready students, to ensuring that they have the skills, not only those academic and content skills they need, but those social-emotional skills that are key to life success. And to see all of the specific actions the district is taking to equip every student with those skills is exciting. You know, one of the things that inspires me when I'm out in districts every week is to see districts and schools that are committed to continual improvement, that set goals, but they're never satisfied once they reach those. They're setting them again, and they're aligning their resources, and they're asking every day, how do we get better for all kids? And so, again, these plans are inspiring to see how what you're doing for all of your students here connect to our broader vision of what we're trying to do for all nearly 500,000 students in the state of Iowa. So thank you to each of you for the roles that you play, whether you're community members supporting the district in innovative partnerships, teachers, administrators. I know we have legislative and city leaders here, and it takes a team to improve a school system. So thank you for all you do, and thank you for continuing to invite me back to be a part of this work. Have a great day.
He neglected to tell you that he's here over the weekend and will be open for any appointments. Director Wise, your time is so valuable, and we really thank you for coming twice in 1 week for 2 momentous occasions. Absolutely so proud of the Teacher of the Year, a second time for Cedar Rapids to have that great honor in the 61 times, correct? There's been a Teacher of the Year in our state, but it's true, it takes a village to support every child, and certainly to support our educators as well. This morning, you've heard me talk about the nuts and bolts of our work, the how and the what behind delivering on our vision of every learner future ready, as detailed in our strategic plan. But I also want to share with you a theme that we launched, and you've already heard snippets of it this morning, this fall at our all-staff kickoff event, which this speaks about our why, our purpose. As Acqui alluded to, as well as Mr. O'Connell, our Cedar Rapids Community School District is a hope spot. The concept of a hope spot was initially introduced to the world in a 2009 TED Talk about the ocean. It was a world-renowned marine biologist. And in the ocean's hope spots, she offers, we find a special abundance of diversity. We find that there exists significant historical, cultural, or spiritual values, as well as potential opportunities to reverse damage from negative human impact. Those hope spots are critical to the health of the ocean. They can be large, they can be small, but they all provide hope and are designated areas established to empower and support individuals and communities. Yes, this is who we are as a school district. I absolutely believe that Cedar Rapids Community School District and Cedar Rapids City is a hope spot. We are a community of hope, a safe haven for students. As a public school district, we choose to serve all children. It is our moral and our professional responsibility, and it has always been our responsibility since our district was founded in 1855. We think we're experiencing significant change now, locally or even globally, as we enter a new decade, 2020. But think about what was happening around us that year in 1855, locally, nationally, and globally. The California Gold Rush was coming to a close, and the first railroad train crossed the Mississippi River between Rock Island and Davenport, Iowa. There was incredible cultural, political, and religious tension. Coe College was founded just 4 years before in 1851, and Abraham Lincoln being elected as president and the start of the American Civil War was still 6 years into the future. We were founded in the midst of great change and a national scale, and we are founded in the midst of greatness, innovation, ambition, and growth. And since then, we have grown into a district heralded for its nationally recognized academic programs, experienced and qualified faculty, teachers of the year, and rich diversity in enrichment and in extracurricular activities. And we have always been a hope spot in the midst of significant change. That, I hope, will absolutely never change for Cedar Rapids. This fall, I've been able to witness firsthand the way this theme of CRCSD as a hope spot has inspired and motivated staff and students alike. Our youngest learners at Metro High School's daycare have their own little hope spot where they talk about their wishes and their dreams. A collage of feathers decorated a tree of hope, each feather symbolic to what creates hope in our high school students. Signs outside classroom doors that say, "Be the person you want to have in your life, Hope Spot." And even an original song, which you will hear shortly, created by a group of elementary students because of the inspiration their music teacher felt when she thought about what it means to have a hope spot, and moreover, what it means to create one. It's been said that hope is the belief that your future can be better than your past, and you play a role in making it so. You play the role in making it so. From community input sessions on a new Coolidge to the city of Cedar Rapids voting yes to pass Measure E this fall, that's right. Partners, volunteers, community leaders, elected officials, we are all in this magnificent, beautiful, important work together, the most important work to support the future of our great city, and that is to support children. As a community, we are interconnected and rely on one another to efficiently and effectively meet the needs of our students. This is a tradition that is over a century old. This is our Cedar Rapids tradition. Thank you so much for joining us in this work to ensure that we remain a hope spot in our community. So I am so pleased to introduce our grand finale today. A teacher reached out to me with a note, some lyrics, and an audio file, and about what a hope spot had generated in her classroom. And I have to tell you, when I opened my email and I read it, and then I read the lyrics and I listened to the song, I immediately got verklempt. Well, actually, I bawled. I really did. I did. I got quite emotional. And what this demonstrates is when you allow students to own their learning, to collaborate together, when you believe in high standards and getting them to something wonderful, and they have access to a masterful teacher, what you get is future ready, and what you get is Coolidge Elementary students who are going to sing for you today their song about a hope spot. Please welcome Coolidge Elementary and their director, Amy Hanisch.
with my mom. My hope spot is out in the forest with my grandma, Obachar. My hope spot is snow skiing with my dad. My hope spot is walking on the beach with my parents. My hope spot is sitting by the fireplace with my family.
My hope spot was playing with my guinea pig Barry. My hope spot is at school, where I learn something new every day.
I got a hope spot in my heart, a new beginning, a place to start. So as I try, reach for the sky.
They smiled more when they knocked the set over, didn't they? Did they smile more? Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks for being such a great audience.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. What an incredible way to end the program. And I do have to say, like, they're ready for Broadway. They didn't miss a beat when all things fell apart back here. They just kept right on going. That's Broadway material. Inspire me, guide me. I hope that you felt a sense of inspiration. I hope that you felt a sense of togetherness, that we are all in this difficult, important work together. This morning, you heard about how as a school district, we, with compassion and passion and dedication and expertise, work constantly, tirelessly, and sometimes thanklessly to ensure that all of our students receive the support, the guidance, the motivation, the inspiration they need so that they can be future ready. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It was a pleasure to be with you this morning. And because we know that your schedules are incredibly tight, we have ensured that there is a breakfast that you could take on the go. So yogurt, fruit, grab a bottle of water. We know that you're going to be eating that in the vehicle on your way to the next appointment. But also, if you have some time, make sure that you connect with one another a little bit before you head out. Thank you. Have a wonderful holiday season, a wonderful winter. We'll see you soon.